I came out here to catch frogfish, and I did this morning, but it got cold and that wind started blowing. So what did I do? Grabbed the old chatterbait, got me a dagger on the back of that thing. I'm gonna show you how to rig it here in a second. And you can do that. That's how you salvage a day. You know, we're always looking for a great trailer for our chatterbait, right? These daggers right here, I love to flip this thing. I punch it, I flip it, I drop shot this thing too. I'll do some videos with that. But it's also just an awesome chatterbait trailer. Me, with my chatterbaits, I'm into the bluegill thing. I'll throw a bluegill pattern, or I'll throw a shad pattern, and that's about it. When I'm throwing a chatterbait, that's about all I'm gonna do. But all I do is I take this guy, and I'm gonna, you know, of course, find the center of that guy. It's so important. And I'll just run this thing, and I'll run it flat. I wanna run that dagger flat. I'm gonna run it about that far down, and then I'm gonna run that guy up there. I'm gonna cover that barb like that right there. I'm gonna separate the tails on this. Some guys say, hey, do you separate the tails or not? I like to separate, because it just does a little bit of this right here. And it helps it plane quicker when I'm in really shallow water, because it's got that flat side down. It hits, it just kind of stays right there. It doesn't sink. This is for very shallow water chatterbait fishing, as far as I'm concerned. I have turned it sideways, so it's got a profile of like more or less, it looks more or less like a fish. I have done that before. I just prefer to run it flat. Whenever I'm throwing a chatterbait, especially in these dying pads, most of these pads, they grow out to about 4 feet. But most of the time when I'm doing this, I'm trying to fish in the dirt as shallow as I possibly can. And so when I take that dagger and I rig it this way, it just gives it so much more lift, buoyancy, however you want to look at it. It keeps it higher in the water column, which is perfect for me. I get to watch it. I can't see the bites for the most part with this low light level that I have this afternoon, but a lot of times I can actually watch those fish come get this thing, and man, that is awesome doing that, because it does. Again, rigging it this way, it will keep it higher in the water column. You don't have to work as hard to keep it up. So that dagger, again, give it a shot. That dagger is just an amazing chatterbait trailer, and especially the tilapia color. Love that. And I'm gonna dip this tail in chartreuse real quick. Whenever I've got that tilapia, I've always got this here. That tilapia color, whether I'm punching it, flipping it, drop shotting it, or whatever, I gotta do that to it. I gotta put a little bit of chartreuse on there. Again, those bluegill, if you look at them in the water, they got that awesome chartreuse on their tails. When you see them sitting there and they're doing this right here, that little just faint chartreuse, that is perfect. And when this guy's going through the water, those little things, they're like, man, give it a shot. You'll be like, hey dude, thanks.